How do you describe this? Suboptimal, perhaps? You've taken a team from the bottom of Norwegian football to the top, using nothing but your youth intakes. You've qualified for Europe, and you're on a mighty fine run in that competition, yet still, you've got a managerial performance of an E, you're being called into the boardroom, and you're begging for your own job. Anybody that watched my first FM21 series, this is all starting to feel a little bit Kettering. The ship is taking on water faster than I can bail it out. Are there any silver linings? Absolutely not. The board have also decided to accept bids from the Liga clubs for my best player as well, and we won't even be getting £5 million for him. So today I think we need to face the reality that this could well be our last episode of Sub-Zero Hero. So we marched into the boardroom and we were pretty bullish. We told the board that things were not as bad as they were making out and that they should show a little bit more respect after everything we've done for the club. And they backed down. They're actually quite apologetic and it looked like we were keeping our job. But now the press are speculating that a defeat in today's European tie is going to be the end of our time at Tromsdalen. You'll see that we've now slipped to 11th place in the league. We're only 3 points ahead of Vålerenga in that relegation play-out position. And we're only 4 points ahead of our city rivals Tromsø in the relegation zone. But looking up the table, we're only 5 points off 7th place. And that would give the board the top half finish that they're looking for. You'll see that the big problem is, although things are going okay in Europe, we're not in the top half of the table that the board wants. And we went out of the cup at the first round stage. And that meant that we failed to meet our expectations in that competition. In the league, we've not got a win since our last episode where we were making good progress in Europe. In the next game, we lost 2-0 to Viking. We were a little bit unlucky, to be honest. We lost 2-0, but the match stats suggest maybe we shaded the chances, but we were a little bit toothless, to be honest. So in our next game, we went 4-4-2 when we went out to Finland to play the next leg of our European qualification phases, but we weren't able to find the breakthrough out there. We were a little bit toothless. We did shade the game, but 0-0 was probably the right result. And then in our next game, well, we were playing top of the table Bodø Glimt, not the team you really want to play when you're scrapping for your lives. We gave away a penalty. Our keeper saved it. They crossed the ball in and headed home from the rebound, and we went down 1-0. So we got a game today that pretty much is going to decide whether we get to keep our job. I think it is a must-win. So we're going to tweak our tactics once more because nothing is working for us. So if we're going to go down, tonight we're going to go down swinging. So we've not scored a goal in our last 3 games. We've got to score one tonight. Otherwise, we're looking at a penalty shootout to try and get us in to the group stages of the Europa Conference League. So we're going to throw the kitchen sink at it. We're going to go 4-2-3-1. We're going to play a higher defensive line. We're going to try and press the opposition higher up the pitch. We're going to try and close them down. We're going to play a 4-2-3-1, a formation I don't think I've played at all in FM21. And we're going to try and get players into our team that have got decent work rate and teamwork to try and harry and press the opposition. We're going to play Runnigan. He doesn't have the greatest teamwork and work rate, but he's aerially quite good, maybe coming on at the end of some crosses from Grachev over on the left. He might be able to score for us. Skogvang Pedersen is going to play as a shadow striker. He's going to be a lot more important to us, pressing the opposition with his teamwork and work rate of 17. That's pretty good up front. We're going to play a pressing forward. Espen Larsen Pleen, teamwork of 16, work rate of 18. He's going to run his socks off for us, hopefully. Thijs Sperovic is not quite so good. With teamwork and 10 and work rate of 11. But in the midfield, it's not too bad. We've got work rate of 17 from Berntsen. And then with Herum, we've got work rate of 17 and teamwork of 12. So maybe we've got an attacking field that could press higher up the pitch. We're going to try and hopefully avoid being caught out by balls over the top by having possibly our paciest back line that we've managed to assemble in our time at Tromsdalen. We've got Grachev with pace of 11. We've got Jawad with pace of 15. He's going to play alongside young Nilsson, who's got pace of 11 and is 6'2", so will be our best player in the air. And then Nessa is no slouch with his pace of 12 and acceleration of 13. So maybe we can play a slightly higher line. This is a little bit of a Hail Mary, to be honest. It's not a formation we've been training, but the things we've been training have not been working. We've played all manner of systems and all manner of roles, and we haven't been able to find that magic formula. Players are just out of form, to be honest. Okay, we are underway. We are the home team. This tie is level at 0-0, which meant we did not get an away goal. If we concede in this tie, I think we're in a world of trouble. I'm also not even sure, even though we're the home team, we're actually playing at our stadium, because we're playing at a red stadium and ours should be blue. So where we're playing is a bit of a mystery to me. We're on 11 minutes and we've got a highlight. We need to get off to a good start. We need a goal lead by half time, I would suggest. But goals have been difficult to come by. We haven't looked very threatening. Before, earlier in the season, we were missing a lot of chances and that's why we weren't winning games. Now we're not really creating many, but we've got the ball out to Nessa. He's slung it into the box. Disbelief drifts in off the left-hand side. On 12 minutes, that's the start you want when you're fearing about losing your job. What we've got to do is just get through to the group stages, get into these final 10 games of the season, win 5 of them, draw a couple, have a strong finish, get into the top half of the table, and then hopefully we'll still be in this group phase as we move into pre-season, as the rest of Europe plays a slightly different calendar to us in the Arctic Circle. However, this is not done yet, is it? Because we know if we concede an away goal, we are going to be in all kinds of trouble. We've won the ball back, though. That's what this system is meant to do. Press the opposition and win the ball back. And we got the pace of Pleam up front. And he's a decent finisher as well, but he took that one early. Can Runnigan win it for us? I'm not sure he even tried. And we've hacked the ball clear to nobody. Disbelief, though, he's got through. No, and he has hit his effort wide. And we're back to where we were earlier in the season. Now we're creating the chances, spurning them. And we've got 3 minutes to the break. All of these highlights seem to start with us trying to win the ball, but we are at least doing that effectively. And now we've got possession. Nilsson at the back. Berntsen. Heron, we're working it forward. Skogvang Pedersen. Runnigan's looking for overlaps. Skogvang Pedersen's looking for them. Heron's going to strike one, and he has drifted. A much more difficult chance granted, but another one wide of the post, and we're still not at half-time. We started this highlight with the ball at least. What's going, Nilsson? Runnigan. Skogvang Pedersen, has he been brought down? He hasn't, it's just a corner. I thought he'd been tripped in the box. Here we go, we've thrown the ball in. That was wasteful. I think we're at half-time. We're not at half-time, we're still waiting to get to half-time. Runnigan's in, oh, and Pleam is in. And you can't say we haven't had enough chances to be 2-0 up. But our lead is fragile. We've got an XG of almost 2. This is the best we've played in a month. But we're only 1-0 up. We're going to go and have a half-time brew. We're going to speak to the boys. We're going to try and G their confidence up because they are playing well. But we could do with another goal. Okay, we are back underway and we made a change at half-time. Runnigan was dead on his feet. We've brought a young player called Furness on. He's gone in as the number 10. We've moved Skogvang Pedersen out as the inside forward on the right. And our opponents have got an early corner. They've drifted one in and they've hit the bar and we've hacked it away. That could have been us out of Europe and out of a job if that had gone in. We're on a positive mentality. We're going to keep it there because we need a second goal. We really do. But our opponents know that they've got to score, otherwise they're out of Europe. So this This could be a hectic second period. We've got the ball though. Berntsen, he's got options. That was not really one of them, was it? This game is on an absolute knife edge. Just one goal for the Finns. And they're going to be going through. And we're going to be going potentially to the job centre. Tice Farabic has been lively. And he's raiding down the right. And he's got into the box. He's had 3 attempts to try and get the ball over. And he's not done it. What are we doing now? We've got Heron. We've got Skogvang Pedersen. We've played the ball in. It's the youngster. He's tucked it home. That gives us that little bit of breathing space. He's still only 15, I think, Larsen Pleam. He's scored some crucial goals in European competition this season. And that was a nice goal. Heron, Skogvang Pedersen, Heron again. It was a little bit of an overhit pass, wasn't it? But Larsen Pleam's quick. And he was onto it and he has tucked it home. And we're not even at the half-hour mark. And we're into the highlights again. A goal for the opposition and it's still all to play for. But at least that gives us that little bit of breathing room. Okay, back underway. Hartvigsson is on club captain but on the transfer list. How does that work, I hear you cry? Can he come on and be a sub-zero hero for us? Furness has sprayed a pass out wide. Tice Farabic seems to be involved in everything right that we've done today. Slung over across for Hartvigsson. He was unable to get on the end of it. The ball's gone through again. We need to try and release Pleam again because he looks like he could be dangerous. Hartvigsson thought about closing down. In fact, he has. He's actually made a challenge. First time in 10 years at the club, he's made a tackle. God bless him. And now he's raiding forward and he's won a penalty. And they're giving it to Larsen Pleam. Is that wise? Maybe it is. Henrik Nielsen can also take a good penalty, but he's got finishing of 5 and he's a centre-half and a 16-year-old at that. Give it to the less experienced 15-year-old, but one who has at least scored already and has good finishing. This could be the goal that keeps us in a job at least for another week or 2. Tuck it away, son. What can he do? Oh, he's cool as you like. 15 years old. He's got his 8th goal of the season. Tucked that one right into the corner. Well done. And now we're 3-0 up and we're looking good. We're glancing down to see whether we need to make another change. I think we're all right for the moment. Tice Sparovic's had a free kick. We'll keep that one change up our sleeve just in case we get any injuries late on. We've got a little bit of a rest for a couple of weeks after this fixture. We're going to send a lot of the boys on holiday for a week because they've been playing a lot of football. Okay, final change made. Tice Sparovic has come off. Fjellingsdal has come on. And I think we're hurtling towards a win. However, this is going to count for nothing if we follow it up by losing our next couple of league games. We've got to take this form and this performance into a league game and pick up a couple of wins, back-to-back wins, and everything looks better. 2 draws, another defeat, and I think we could well be in trouble, you know. This game looks like it's hurtling towards its conclusion. We've done enough to win tonight. We've qualified for the group stages of the Europa Conference League. That ticks off one of the board's 3 objectives for the season. We failed to make the cup quarter-finals. But we've played well tonight. We've got an XG of 3.2. We've had 22 shots. Maybe tactically this gives us something to think about going into our league games. Although whether this kind of approach might leave us a little bit open in those games, I'm not sure. But let's concentrate on tonight. We're going to say a good win, boys. Well done. And we've made some progress in Europe. I guess with a couple of weeks break, we can send the boys away on holiday. Maybe before we go, we should just have a look at the group stage draw for the Europa Conference League. Okay, we are back for the draw, but things continue apace behind the scenes. Jawad has gone. Of course, he chose to go to the club that offered less money. So we're only getting £6.5 million for a player I think is easily worth 12 or 13. But the board have accepted a lower offer. Grachev could be the next to leave as well. Oviedo have come in. I made a bid of £4.5 million for him. We were able to turn that down after qualifying for the group phase. Well, we made £2.7 million. So we've got £8 million in the bank after the transfer of Jawad and that group stage money. So that looks good. I'm thinking, actually, I'm not going to ask the board to spend any of it on new facilities because we are hemorrhaging cash so quickly. That £8 million, I think, might only last a season and a half. So I think we're going to leave it as it is and hope that if we can just keep money in the bank, it will mean that the board will stop accepting low offers for our prized assets. However, we're still in a job. Let's presume that we still will be in a month or so's time. And let's have a look at this group draw. We have been seeded 4th for it. So we'll have to draw the top teams first. There are some pretty big teams in this competition. Are there any where we would be confident of picking up a win? Maybe the Danes, maybe the Azerbaijanis. Let's have a look who is seeded 2nd. Rosenborg in this competition. Teams from Kazakhstan, West Ham United, that would be tough. Teams from Iceland seeded 2nd and we're seeded 4th. Okay, well that tells you all you need to know. Let's get the 3rd place teams out there. Vålerenga still in this competition. I quite fancy this group, you know. I reckon we could qualify out of that group. I'm guessing we can't be drawn with Rosenborg or Vålerenga. But you know what? I've not seen too many things that terrify me in these groups so far. Let's see which one we get. We've got the group that probably does look the hardest. We're going to be playing games against Sevilla, Zurich and Montpellier. Oh, we could have been in a much easier group, playing the likes of Karabag. Okay, well, we will draw the rest of the teams. I mean, look at the group that Flora from Estonia have got. We'd have had a chance there here. Well, this is classic Sub-Zero hero, isn't it? We're going to be right up against it. However, by the time we come back, we could be wrapping up this series because unless we win a couple of league games now, we can forget all about ever being Sub-Zero heroes.